Hello friends, welcome to the garden. It's a beautiful late April afternoon, and here we have some little guys that have sprouted, and I'm pretty sure they are patchouli plants. Woo-hoo-hoo! Look at how many there are! Look at all these guys. Now these guys were part of a science experiment I was running where I tested whether patchouli seeds that were dry already would grow better or worse or similarly to patchouli seeds that were still green that I pulled off the pot. I've been trying to propagate patchouli because it's a wonderful plant. When you brush up against it, it releases a beautiful smell. It has cute little flowers, which I will show in a minute. But the test was whether I've had trouble propagating it, and the test was whether I could do it better from dry seeds, wet. So I believe these were the wet seeds, nothing here, and these were the dry, which I know because past me labeled it patchouli dry. So yes, friends, I have done a science experiment, and the outcome of my science experiment is that dry is definitely the way to go, at least in this batch. Now let me show you what I mean by dry. One second, I'm gonna take you to the plant. Welcome to the mommy plant, who is the parent. Now look at all these beautiful flowers. So many tiny little flowers. It is spring. Look at how many flowers it has made. This is the most beautiful part up here. Look at all these little flowers. Now you can see the leaf shape is pretty similar to even those tiny little baby leaves. If you're not sure, go back and rewind, take a look. You'll see the leaves are kind of tiny little versions of these leaves. So we got these beautiful flowers. We've got buds. See, this is what the flowers are coming out of. And then the dry seeds, where were they? I did see a patch of them. I did see a patch of dried seeds. They're there. These are the dried seeds. So these are, when I say that I planted them dry, they look like this. So they're little pods, and presumably the pods open and the seeds fall out. So I just kind of snapped the whole thing off and planted it. So the other thing I wanted to do was see whether I could actually find the seeds versus just like the dry stuff. And I do believe if you look closer to my thumb, there are little black dots over here. And that, when I shook these loose, there was another set just like this. And I kind of shook it loose and tried to see if there was something that I could separate and see, is this the seed? So I believe those little black round dots are the seeds. But still, you can plant the whole thing. Now we're going to try it in my favorite method, which is toss it. If that works, I'll be very happy because that's my favorite planting method. So yeah, we did a science. Now we can snap off. This is exactly how I did it. I snapped it off. The one question is whether those little black dots already fell out or if they're still in there, right? You want to catch it before they fall out. But it makes sense that it would be the dry pod that would reproduce, right? Because the natural progression of how these flowers bud is they do bud, then flower, then it turns into a bud with the seed in it, then eventually it dries, the little seed pod opens, and the seed falls out. So that's kind of like this series of events. So it makes sense that you would want to plant it dry because that's when it would drop its seed naturally. Let's see, do I see any little seeds in here? I don't, but I didn't do a very good job. Anyway, please in the comments congratulate me on my first successful science project determining that patchouli comes up better if you plant dry seeds rather than still green buds. And yeah, see you next time.